Good to see you. It's really a pleasure to welcome Woodbury Corporation to Omaha to announce that tomorrow Woodbury will begin to take ownership of the Crossroad property. The real estate transaction is a milestone, and it is necessary to begin construction in just a few months. Woodbury's plan for Crossroads shows a redesigned, much higher value development, now approximately $900 million, with a commitment from the city to build and operate new parking garages. Woodbury Corporation has been in business since 1919 and has a century-long legacy of creating spaces that enrich communities. We can all be confident in Woodbury's construction timeline and their record of successful development all over the country. I'd like now to introduce Jeff Woodbury, Senior Vice President of Development and Acquisitions. Jeff is here with Josh Berger, who is Woodbury's Director of Development in the Midwest, and also David Levy is here, and he is the attorney for the developers. Jeff, we want to thank you very much for your partnership. We appreciate your enthusiasm for our city and the future of this great and important Omaha intersection right in the middle of the city, of course, at 72nd and Dodge. After Jeff is done speaking, then we will take your questions. I do have members of my staff here too. David Fanslaw, Planning Director's here. Marco Floriani, Economic Development in my office. Jennifer Taylor, City Attorney. And Stephen B. Curtis, who is our finance director. So we're all available to answer your questions. But now I'd like to bring Jeff Woodbury up. Jeff?
This is an exciting time for Woodbury Corporation. We're excited to begin this project in Omaha. And when I say begin the project, we started working on this project almost 2 years ago, a little less than two years ago. And a lot of people say, well, why does it take so long? Why does it? There's a whole harangue of legal issues that exist in an old shopping mall. When you develop an old shopping mall, easements, private property ownerships, power easements, easements with respect to the operation of Target, and being able to bring all those people together for a non-income producing venture on their part is difficult to get all of the cats on a flatbed, to use an analogy to kind of give you that example. But it's something that we've really enjoyed doing. We've done it before. This is something that we like to do. We like to take over old shopping centers. It's usually the best real estate in most communities. And in our case in Nebraska, we really feel like this is the best piece of real estate in all of the state of Nebraska. And we have projects in Grand Island and Lincoln as well. And we are really excited to begin this venture in Omaha. What we have up behind me here are kind of the boards of our first phase of the project, so that you can be aware of that. I'm not going to go into a lot of the details on the project, except to say that our first phase will include a large entertainment complex, 92,000 foot entertainment national chain entertainment complex, with a central retail and office component where we'll have about a 40,000 foot center green. We'll name that in the future. That'll be, one of the announcements we'll do. Is something we generally try to get a sponsorship for, and make it an exciting part of the project. We view it as an anchor to the project. And then we will create a housing project that will also sit on ground floor retail. Those ground floor retail spaces will be more big box type of retailers that will sit underneath the housing on that block. From a parking standpoint, just to lay you out, I have the specific figures here, but we have over 1,500 parking stalls that we'll be creating, divided amongst the blocks. The largest parking structure will be a parking structure that sits on Cass Street, but behind there, but it's very close to the center green from a parking. We will have underground parking under the center green. We will also have 2 levels of underground parking under entertainment center, as well as approximately 300 parking stalls on site with meters on the streets. What about the rest of the property? We're under contract to buy the rest of the property, and we're actively working with prospective tenants. Obviously, this project, people because you don't see anything moving on the site. It feels like it hasn't been moving, but honestly, it has been moving, and there's just a lot of groundwork that has to happen. The last thing I want to say is working with the City of Omaha has really been a terrific experience. We work with a lot of cities in the country, and your city is very sophisticated. They understand the tools and resources they have very clearly, and they're forcing us, and we wouldn't want to do this project otherwise, to contribute our TIF back to the parking garages to make sure that those parking garages will always be viable. And so the revenue from the garages and the revenue from the TIF is actually going to pay for those parking garages. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jeff. That's just kind of an overview. I know you have lots of renderings here that you can look at, and I know you have lots of questions that you can ask us. In your press release, what are the next steps? Next steps will be the selection and announcement of the local general contractor. There will be a groundbreaking in the springtime, and then we will be announcing, I would assume in the next several months, the first tenants that will be located in this area. And so Jeff could speak a little bit more about the tenants if you're interested in that. But we are very excited about this. As he said, the city will own and operate the garages, but there is no city general fund going into this project. The garages will be paid with user fees, and then also with the TIF proceeds that they will receive. Another thing I want to point out is the increased value of this property. You mentioned, you've heard other press conferences before about it, and I wanted to mention that along with the TIF that the city has awarded. I remembered that originally the development was around $200 million, and there was almost $100 million worth of TIF. Now the project is $900 million, and there is still about $100 million of TIF. So we are getting a much larger, much bigger, much more dense project there. And the TIF amount that is going towards this project is just about the same as it was when it was much less value. I do want to thank others that have been involved in this project. Century Development, Frank Krejci, who recently passed away, his son Bob. Lockwood Development, Chip James, they have always been good partners with this development and have added a lot to its growth and where we are right now. So I want to really thank them also for their contributions and their partnerships.